Hello everyone, it's Leon here from Kotaku UK, and I am joined by Johnny Watt and Richard Newbold from Frontier Developments as a Chief Creative Officer and a producer respectively, and this is Screamride, which I almost got wrong. So just quickly sum it up, what is this experience?
It's a coaster game which has been tailored specifically for Xbox, and it's a fusion of creation and action.
It's much more kind of arcade, isn't it? From you talked about theme park games and your previous sort of history, more sort of serious, wasn't it? This is a bit more kind of blowing stuff up and having a bit of fun. And
definitely, the gameplay is more immediate. You know, as I say, we've tailored it for our Xbox audience, and we really wanted to make sure that we still have all the creativity, but when you're actually playing the game, especially riding coasters, it's like racing them. It's like sort of moment to moment arcade action.
Okay, should we see some of the action then?
Yeah, definitely. Rich, do you want to try and bring up Screamrider first? Nice start. So obviously the aim of the game here is to get around that track as fast as you can. It's quite competitive, especially when the leaderboards are global and you can definitely race against your mate's score. There's lots of intricacies to the game as well, so as you go around the corner, if you go around too fast, you're going to fly off. Thanks, Rich. And there's also, you have to try and store up your turbos, so you'll see that when you go through a loop-to-loop, it's blue, and you need to, or on a curve like this, you have to bank it by pressing X just on the exit. A little bit of risk reward, do it too early, easy, you only get a little bit of turbo, wait to the end, you maximise your chances. Later on there's even more gameplay where we have monorails, we have jumps, we have track blockers, so the game can get progressively harder as you play all 20 levels throughout the game.
So we saw some of the construction stuff earlier. So are you able to race around stuff people build? How does that integrate into the whole thing?
Yeah, absolutely. So everything you see here can be built by a player using the Sandbox level creator tool. You can build your levels and then put them up to the cloud, and someone else can download them and play them. I'm so hopeful that people are going to make some really incredible looking racetracks and things like that for people to play.
So just quickly, so you're controlling the boost. Are you doing the sort of the tilt two-wheel stuff as well? What are you actually in control of as you're going around on the tracks?
Yeah, absolutely. So you control acceleration and deceleration, but also when you see going on two wheels like that, if you press in the opposite direction, you can then actually counteract the G-force slightly. Obviously, if you turbo around the corner, not a chance. So yeah, there's a lot of moment-to-moment gameplay you can do.
Can we see some of the construction stuff? Or?
Yeah, Rich, do you want to load up an engineer level?
So while we're loading up, what is the sort of the core path of the game if you're playing the game? Do you just jump between sections, or is there kind of a career path?
Yeah, there's a career path, and there's a narrative going on as well, which is sort of trying to explain in sort of utopia. People want more thrills and things like that, and there's a mysterious Screamworks which is trying to sort of experiment and get these rides to be super awesome, and it's sort of revealed as you progress. It's quite nice that there are 3 personas in career mode. Screamride you've just seen, Engineer which we're going to show now, and Demolition Expert, and so you can almost play the game your way and just concentrate on progression by one of the things that you like the most.
I saw this challenge earlier, so this is you're trying to basically destroy as much as possible.
That's absolutely right, destroy as much as you can. It's quite nice that it's showcasing the coaster construction tool that we've got, where it's sort of very spline driven piece by piece, so you've got a lot of creative freedom. You can bank, you can put in specials which you can see along the bottom bar there, and the whole trick here is to try and aim your car to hit something to destroy it, but there's always the perfect way of doing something, and Rich is going to demonstrate the wrong way, on purpose of course. Still, quite a nice shot. Again, you can change camera angles as well, which is quite nice if you want to show off your destruction.
You were talking about the physics stuff earlier. So it was 50,000 physics objects or something? Was it more?
No, it's 50,000 physics objects, and what's really interesting is that each one of the objects has different properties. So concrete is stronger than glass, iron is stronger than concrete, and so there's a whole sort of structural element to it as well. It's not just little physics blocks, it's physics blocks connecting in a physics framework, so there's a lot of architectural skill required to build some of these objects.
With the helicopter there, is it like a motor object, or is that like a pre-built thing? How's the blades working?
Yeah, so it's actually an amusement ride. You could imagine cabins on the end of that, and it looks like, like a...
So yeah, it's like the middle bit of a spinny wheel.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is just one way that using a bit of imagination, you can start using these components to build things which are maybe not necessarily not necessarily similar to what you'd expect in a coaster game. There's like lots of creative freedom.
And this is the right way then?
Yes. So what we're going to try and do here, Rich, is we're going to launch the car. It's going to hit the helicopter. The rotors are going to spin off and hit all the other objects. There's some nice ragdoll for you there. No guests were hurt in this, I can assure you. And he managed to preserve the helicopter. Nice one.
So the core sort of aspects then is the sort of this destruction kind of puzzle element. There's the construction element, and then the sort of the racing element. There's not so much of the kind of the simming a park sort of stuff anymore. Yeah,
you're absolutely right. It is about creation and action, and again, obviously the physics is a cornerstone of that.
So can we have a quick look at the construction then? You were building a cube earlier.
Yeah, so we'll demonstrate building a cube again. This is a highly complex object, but it actually is a very good demonstration to show the suite of tools that we actually have.
And all the things we're seeing here, like stuff that's been built in the game, you're saying that the game's been built in the same tools?
Absolutely correct, yeah. Built in the same tools. Our level designers have used the Sandbox to do this, and as I say, very, very hopeful that our players are going to be able to do this as well. Okay, so Rich is going to build a cube, piece by piece. But first of all, you have to place down your island. Again, this is interesting. You can just use pre-built. So everything that you see, we can do piece by piece, or we can use content that has already been created by our designers or by our players as well. So pieces are aligned to a grid. You can use a nice little quick menu here, which populates it with the most common pieces to really help you out. Rich, could you just do a demonstration of the main palette menu so you can see the variety of pieces that we have? So as you can see, all these tabs bring up more pieces. So we've got a lot of pieces, hundreds and hundreds, all different colours, shapes. So again, a Rorus element, piece by piece, build in the bottom, but now we can do a clone tool. So really quickly you can see how you can start building things by cloning them. There's also another nice little tool, which is the levels of fidelity. Just wait for him to put the corners in. Level fidelity, here we go, where you can change the brush size, so you can build on a macro scale if you want, as well as like sort of a more detailed scale. Nice one.
A very quick cube. Okay, so when's it out?
Where's my help? When's it out?
In Europe, March 6th.
March the 6th. March the 6th. Okay, thank you very much.
my favourite thing the Battlefield's done in a long time. So if you think headquarters, anything sort of where you have to capture a base, except now the base is a car, there are